Not really. Obviously very disappointed about a lot of things. We let it happen that it became exactly the game Everton wanted. 2 goals from set pieces, even when the first one was a flipper, whatever thing, but was after a set piece. There they are, really strong. Then we created a lot and didn't score. I think that would have been possible in the first half. And in second half, emotions, we're in a rush, not really clear enough. And then you concede the second goal with a routine they do the whole season. We knew exactly the ball will end up there. We just didn't defend it well enough. So second goal, and then I'm just in a rush, and Everton got everything in their direction, but they're fine. It's just they had free kick after free kick. We had the ball, they got the free kicks. That's one part of the story as well. But we were not good enough. That's what we have to admit. Absolutely.
There seem to be a lot of mistakes out there from your team, and you've spoken this season about not recognising some performances. With the emotion intensity that goes into a Merseyside derby, was that a performance that you didn't think was going to happen?
Oh no, of course not. I didn't expect that today, but it happened anyway. So obviously it's not the greatest moment we are in, and we still have to play football games. So you have to fight through. You have to use your moments to build, to get the momentum back if you want. We had a bit of that after the Fulham game, but then it started with the 2 strikers in a good moment. One is injured, the other one hopefully is now a father, and that's not helpful. It means we cannot really change up front. So. How from a specific moment on how we put them under pressure was exactly the way we should have done it pretty much all the time. Is that possible all the time? I don't know. But it's just that the game was always interrupted by free kicks for them, and from wherever it goes long, and it's tricky to defend. They really throw everything into these situations, and we couldn't deal with that.
Talking to Virgil van Dijk, it was I asked him in the end, did you just simply run out of ideas?
Well, that's how it is. It's not the first time in a football game. What can you do? You don't play your best football when you're 2-0 down against a passionate, fighting opponent. That's we tried a little bit here and there, but it was really not easy. I thought Harvey came on and had an impact directly that got a bit lesser than again with a few moments later. But it's, I said we tried, but in the end it's not good enough. So there's nothing you can explain. And if you win, you have 500 reasons, and when you lose, it was just not good enough. That's how it is, and it's for what reason? The goals, because we're set pieces, is a part of the game, obviously, but besides that, has nothing to do with the game, and the ball is around. We all know there were the situations when we pretty much shot at Pickford that in these situations, or kicked the ball over the goal and stuff like this. So there were good moments to turn the game around, but when you don't use them, that then makes it really tricky.
I know you always stick together and you always believe in each other, and you've always said in this period that you're in that you will see what happens at the end of the season. Do you consider yourself still to be in the challenge for the title right now?
That must happen a lot. I must say, and they must come in a very bad moment. Arsenal and City, actually that didn't look yesterday like that. No, I don't know. I can only apologize for today to the people. Everybody who's with us knows how hard it is for us as well, but I know it's for the people especially hard. So we should have done better. We didn't, and that's why we lost.
Thank you for your time, Jurgen.
You're welcome.
Clearly disappointed, Jurgen Klopp. Understandably disappointed, Jurgen Klopp. You know him, Daniel. You've played under him. What did you take from that interview?
Just really disappointed. You could just see that he was
Sean, you said just how a big week this could be in your season and for what you're trying to achieve. So far, so good. 2 out of 2.
Yeah, very pleased with the reaction. We spoke heavily about the reaction we got one Sunday, and a similar but different kind of game in the sense that organisation, the belief in the organisation, the commitment, the energy of the side, and then we found quality moments. And we've done it again. I think they're a good side. We know that. Still chasing the league, and the commitment to doing the ugly side of the game, as I call it, had to be there. The shape of the side, the energy of the side, and also finding the key moments, which we did. So that blend is an important factor, particularly in games like this.
You forced them into making so many mistakes tonight, which was unusual from their part, but the benefit from that Gerrard's goal and Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well. And it's been such a tough season for him, what with injuries and setbacks and everything else, but he really proved to be Everton's number 9.
I thought he was outstanding tonight. He's a lot of noise around him. We've been trying to help with that and getting back to where he needs to be, and I think he showed it tonight. I mean, I know there's that performance in there, and I thought tonight he was absolutely outstanding. Amongst a number of other people, there's many people tonight, but I thought he was outstanding and gets a goal and nearly nicks one on the line. I love that. I love that about strikers, trying to get it over the line. I love that. And I think that's when he's at his best, when he's trying that energy to find that goal. And, he'd have took it if he got his toe on it. The second was a great header, but no, I thought he was outstanding tonight.
A word on Jordan Pickford as well, because he just matched everything that was thrown at him by Liverpool.
Yeah, I think that especially first half, he made a couple of big saves. It's rare that you're going to stop these from having some chances, so you're going to have moments yourself when you defend properly, or you get big blocks on, which I thought the team did. And he made a couple of big saves and important saves, so fair play to him. But like I said, there were so many. It's hard to just pick out one or two because there were so many other outstanding. I thought Ghana was excellent again. I'm doing all the ugly stuff, all the hard stuff in the centre halves again. Youngie having to go in at left back. That's an awkward one at half time, and we'll find out if Miko how quickly that settles. Ben coming into the side. But these are awkward decisions in management. But when they pay you back and when the players perform that, it's very pleasing.
Ben Godfrey made a brilliant goal line clearance, but on Vitaly Mikalenko as well, the fact that he managed to finish the first half, which when he went down, it looked like to be a really nasty injury.
Yeah, well, we spoke about the desire. Of course there's tactical and of course there's technical. But what about the desire? What about the energy of the team? What about the physical side of the game? And the lads are putting a real shift in. They did on Sunday, they did again tonight, and we've got a big result. And we're going to have to do it again on Saturday. I said to them, well, let's go again then. Let's not just settle, let's go again. So that'll be the challenge now. Can we go again?
But what about you? You seem to live every single moment, kick every ball out there.
Well, some managers stay calm, some sit in the dugout. I like to be involved. You try and give an authentic performance of your own, if you like, and that's it. That's me trying to do my bit for the side when I can. It's not easy. It's very frustrating at times, very challenging at times, but equally it's very enjoyable when we get results like that.
Really enjoyable as well, the atmosphere. It was your first, as we mentioned before the game, your first Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. You couldn't have asked for the crowd to be any better. Have they actually stopped out there already?
Yeah, I mean, heavy questions over myself and the side and everything about it, and we stayed focused through that. And I asked, could they stay with us? Stay connected to us, give us your lot, we'll give it back. And I think we have. I think Sunday was excellent from the crowd and what we gave them, and it was again tonight in a massively important derby game. My first at home, as you say. I think it's only the second win in 30 games, so that proves how it's been difficult. But I'm pleased for so many, but particularly the fans, and particularly people like Seamus. Seamus got his heart on his sleeve here. He's buzzing off that. That's important. He's a top pro, and he means a lot to this group and what he does, and he should do. And he should get the respect of everyone here. He certainly has of me, staff, and all the players here, and I'm sure the fans.
When you look at the league table, does it make it easier, a little bit more comfortable? You haven't got that much more to do.
I said it's a challenge for me. We should be on 41 points and the story's different. It's not, but we're making it different. That's the bit I'm pleased about. We're taking control of the situation. Myself, the staff and the team, we're actually gripping the situation. Say, come on then, let's change the narrative, let's change the storyline. And I've just commended him on that, because it's not easy. It's not easy when the heat's coming your way. How can you push that back, stay calm and deliver performances? And we've done that.
Have they got a day off tomorrow?
Nope.
You've obviously got a busy game, haven't you, this weekend against Brentford. You could make it 3 out of 3, and that would be 9 points, an incredible achievement this week.
Well, I think the three home games, 3 wins, 3 clean sheets before the one sandwich around the Chelsea game. Can we go and do that again? That's the challenge. I've just laid that down to the players. We'll recover properly tomorrow. I'll have a half a lager shandy myself tomorrow. I'll see, and then we'll have a smile on our face if then the next one comes around and we take that one on.
Just a half?
Possibly 2.
Good stuff. Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Watching the game, you could kind of sense that, as I said, from the first sort of 30 minutes, they didn't seem like they were quite at it. you're expecting a game like this coming away at Goodison Park. You're expecting, okay, the players know what's at stake here. They've got to secure the 3 points. They've got to match Everton's intensity because they're fighting in a relegation battle. So it's clear what's at stake in the game. And I just think some of the players maybe didn't understand or feel what a derby day would feel like today. Some of them, it was their first game in Goodison Park in a derby. The chances, that you talked about, of course, in front of goal. You're expecting your players in this type of game to put those chances away because you're not going to be getting loads of chances. And then he talked about the fight and sort of conceded the fight again in a game like this. These two guys to the left and right of me, they've represented these clubs and are fans of the clubs and they understand what it takes. And I think sometimes as a player, you have to put yourself in not just the club shoes, but in the fan shoes and understand, like, okay, I'm playing for myself, for the team, to win a title, to fight against relegation, but also it's a pride thing. It's like, let's not get out-fought today. That's rule number one. Let's not get out-fought today. And I think in the end, when you hear the captain conceding that, we got out-fought today, I think it's not a nice thing to see, but in the end, they'll lick their wounds. They've got more games to go at the end of the season. There's a lot of football to be played. There's four or five games left to be played, but yeah, it's not looking like they're going to win the Premier League now.
I mean, the other point
Sorry, I think a worrying thing there is, and I think it's happened a lot throughout the season as well, is, as Daniel said, he's the captain. He's saying about Liverpool getting out 4, but again, we're hearing about 12:30 kickoffs after he's just lost a derby. Now, he should be wanting, and that Liverpool team should be wanting to be on the pitch tomorrow morning to get the next game going, because when you lose a game, especially a derby game, you want the next game to come quick. And again, we've heard it so many times this season with Liverpool about 12:30 kickoffs. Get on with it. That's part of your job. Get on with it, and you should be ready to play.
And there were other issues that he raised in that. One of them was giving away silly free kicks, and that was something that you picked up on from the get-go, Jamie.
Yeah, listen, Everton are brilliant on set piece. Tarkowski for me is the best in the league. It's actually Branthwaite to get his head on that first one, but the challenge is Liverpool weren't aggressive enough in dealing with it. Everton looked like scoring off every set piece. And Canati then Canati's been so poor of late. Really poor. Liverpool need to buy a centre-back in the summer. But, we looked at it, it was a tight offside, but it was obviously they looked at it was just onside. But he did a job on Van Dijk in basically saying if he doesn't head the ball, we block him, we're going to have joy against the other players. And they keep it alive, Everton credit to them, they get bodies there. A mistake by, as I say, Canate, and they finish. But it being coming from that situation. And you can talk about it. I think it's easy after a derby game, whoever loses it, because there's so much emotion involved, the easy thing to say is, yeah, we can see it on side, yeah. I think the easy thing after a derby game, whether Everton win or Liverpool win, is to say the other one didn't win it, because you get emotional. Now, I go back to when I played myself. Now, you could say Liverpool didn't fancy it today, but in terms of maybe at times being too intense or too aggressive in free play and giving fouls away, now that's not using your brain. The reason why we had probably decent success against Everton over the years, because I think we probably were a little bit cooler at times.
Not always.
No, not always.
Says you.
No, but Everton, normally you get a man sent off. Do you know what I mean? Especially here, the crowd to get up. And I just think sometimes, when that ball comes in the box, you've got to win your headers on the set pieces. But what was going on in the middle of the pitch, I'm not talking about bad fouls by Liverpool, but stupid fouls, silly things, just running into the back of people and letting Everton put the ball in the box. And Everton set piece-wise are as good as anybody in the country. So it's an easy thing when you're emotional to say Liverpool didn't want it tonight, but they didn't actually just use the brains enough in that game, certainly the first half an hour, and just keep the ball and take the sting out of the game.
You know what I say, Kaz, what is, when we talk about them not wanting it enough, I don't think it's that they didn't want it enough. I think it's just that they didn't perform to the level that we all expect of them. I don't think it's like, oh, yeah, we've come here today and we just didn't want to win. Of course they wanted to win. They're going for the title. But clearly, I think something was missing tonight. It just didn't quite feel like the kind of performance that you would have expected today.
But I think that's where you've got to give Sean Dyche a lot of credit as well, because Everton tactically, they set up, and they knew they weren't going to have the ball, and they set up, they made it difficult. Liverpool, I've not seen a Liverpool team run out of ideas the way they did today, and so many straight balls straight into Tarkowski to Branthwaite, and it was Liverpool just didn't know what to do. They couldn't find a way to. They tried to go round them. They put a few crosses in the box later on, which Everton dealt with, and they completely looked lost out there, which is very rare for a Liverpool team.
And on the flip side, they were undone again by another free kick from Everton, another set piece rather from
Yeah,
from
and this was Everton throughout the season. You know, they deliver to the ball to the back post, and they make it difficult for you. And they've got so many big players, and it's a great leap. Great. I thought what I said before the game about Dominic is when he's on it, and he's getting above people, and he's using his body and he's using his speed, running behind. He's a very difficult player to mark, and I thought we seen that today, and I was delighted for him to get his goal and obviously the winning goal as well.
I mean, it's a complete free header, and you know I'm not the best person to talk about this as a striker, but for me, if I'm the striker in this instance, you know, I wasn't the best at heading the ball, but to have a free header in the box is you know, a beautiful thing for a striker. What was you gonna say there?
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. It's easy to... Everton did the job on Van Dijk tonight, and it's easy to say, Calvert-Lewin had a bit of joy and he got blocked off there and blocked off there. That man takes that much responsibility on almost every set piece. Where are the others? It can't always be about Van Dijk. If you've got the opposition blocking you to stop you winning defensive headers, it shows how dominant you are. You need more help. People have got to be more aggressive. So you look at the rest of the back four, you know, there's Trent at the back post there. We've seen Kanate on the first goal. You need more people who actually taking that responsibility and not just leaving it to basically, you know, the captain, Virgil van Dijk, the Colossus at the back. He needs more help there at the back, and he never got it today on the set pieces.
What about sharing the responsibility with the forwards as well? Because there were plenty of chances for Liverpool in that game, but not taken.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of moments within this game where it's absolutely unbelievable pass by Trent, by the way. And Salah obviously tries to guide this across. But when you're talking about those fine margins today, it's the clinical elements of the game which we talk about. In these games, you need to be taking these opportunities when they come to you, because when you're a player who's playing for a big club, sometimes you don't get a load of chances. You might get one or two, and you've got to take them. And today, look, his finishing's probably let him down today. He's one of those players where he causes a lot of problems, but for defenders, but today just wasn't clinical. Obviously, again, Diaz here, same sort of thing. I just think they weren't at their best today, and for whatever reason, I can't put my finger on it, but it just seems as if they were lacking that edge that you need to take you over you know, to the next level today. It just didn't seem like it was there.
But Jamie, it's not just been today for Liverpool in terms of not being able to finish off their chances.
No. Mo Salah is Liverpool's goal scorer, and he's gone off the boil. And what's that done? I think it's shone a light on the others a little bit more, because I've said before about Virgil van Dijk maybe at the back getting other people out of trouble. Mo Salah's goals, I wouldn't say I've got other people out of trouble. When you had sort of Firmino and Mane, that was a front three. But I think what we've seen here now in terms of Diaz, Núñez, Salah, you'd probably class that as Liverpool's front three. The others aren't as clinical as what we've seen before, or certainly Mo Salah. And I think there is a real discussion with a new manager coming in, what the future holds for sort of Mo Salah at Liverpool right now. And it's probably the first time we've asked that question, because he's only got a year to go on his deal. I think I'm at the stage now with Núñez where I don't think there is a question to ask. I think after 2 years at the club, and I've probably been guilty of this, you want him to do well so much as there's so much of what you like, because he gives everything, he runs, he causes trouble, he gets the odd goal, he causes an assist. But after 2 years now, and when Liverpool and this season are going for the title, and those big games, you need your man to score away at Old Trafford, away at Goodison, in the European game at Atalanta. There's no time to wait. This is not October, November. This is the business end of the title.
Yeah, and I don't... Cara, just on that, sorry. From that point of view, do you not question the timing of it getting released that Klopp's leaving the club? Because I think over the last few weeks or a couple of months, I think everyone's saying, oh, fairy tale ending and all stuff like that. But the minute it goes wrong, I think you have to look at that time. And because...
Do you think that's got something to do with Núñez's finishing?
No, but I think with Núñez, maybe with Salah, Van Dijk as well, these players now are looking... Klopp's so popular, even as an Everton fan, I really like Jurgen Klopp, but with him leaving the club, in their heads they'll be thinking, what does my future hold? Am I still going to be a Liverpool player? Do I want to be a Liverpool player? I think that's something which...
Yeah, listen, there might be something in that. There might be something in that, but in terms of Núñez and where the club go forward now, I think after 2 years, I think we've all been in squads where someone comes in, we talk about maybe the first year, where you say, OK, he's getting up to speed with it, he's improving, he's getting better. And it looked like he was at the start of the season, and it's ground to a halt. And you're looking at it now, and after 2 years, I don't think there's going to be a massive improvement in him after the 2 years. I think what we've seen in the 2 years, that is what he is. He can cause trouble, he can be erratic with his finish, it's not going to improve. And I don't think it's going to be enough to win you the biggest trophy. So I think there's a big decision to be made on him in the summer.
For me, I think it's... Yes, the finishing, we can talk about that. I think, can he play on the left? I think, yes, he can play on the left. Now, is he... If you're saying... In a system, in a 4-3-3 system, we talk about you've got goal-scoring wingers or you've got a goal-scoring number 9. Typically, it's one or the other. I think in this particular team, you've got a goal-scoring winger in Salah, you've got Diaz, who's kind of half and half, and you've got Núñez, who's kind of half and half. Liverpool, when they were successful, had a goal-scorer in Sadio Mane, had a goal-scorer in Mohamed Salah, and the number 9, Firmino, would pitch him with assists and he'd get his goals. Now, there's no continuity in terms of who's scoring, who's getting assists. They're relying on Salah. When Salah's not scoring, Jota is not fit, unfortunately, and he's the one who provides the goals. So, in a way, it's like the new manager who comes into the football club is going to have to figure out a way in which to make these players gel. If these players aren't the players who he feels he can gel, then he's going to have to make a big decision. And, of course, we can talk about Núñez's finishing. He's going to improve, but he needs to improve.
You obviously, I'm sitting with 2 of the best finish we've probably seen in the Premier League. How easy to improve finishing? I mean, we've watched him now for 2 seasons. Is that possible to improve that? Now, he will have a good spell where he scores a few goals. We saw that at the start of the season, at times last season.
Yeah,
but is he ever going to be clinical?
It's practice, repetition, and it's almost like you train your brain, and once you get in these areas in training, it becomes more natural and you keep finishing. We were talking before about players at the end of training sessions. You see them stood 25 yards out, taking shots at goal. Yeah. If you're a number 9, your finishing should be from 6 yards to 12 yards.
You've got to be doing stuff.
Yeah, OK, but do you really think that they're not doing that?
Yeah, no, I'm dead serious right now.
With sports science, literally the training session finishes, I've seen it, I've been involved in the getting the players in. We used to sell for, I don't know how long, practice of finishing, free kicks, whatever it was. Now, as soon as everything's monitored, as soon as the session finishes, it's get in, we want you off your feet. That's a big change in the game.
If I wanted to improve, I have to do things in places where I do my thing. I'm going to do a step over in this corner of the 6-yard box, go onto my right foot and try and score in the far corner. I'm going to put mannequins in the corner of the goal. I'm going to ask for the young lad.
So a pint then. He doesn't like to mention it, but he was back in the tracksuit, and it seems to be working for him. It's 2 wins from 2. If he wears it again at Brentford, it could be 3 wins in 3. But what he mentioned there was something you picked up on earlier, and he was talking about the organisation first of all, but then the individual ability of players within the big moments of the game. Was that the balance that they got absolutely right?
Yeah, I think you have to be organised against the best teams in the league, and for the players, I thought some of the players were outstanding. I thought Harrison, McNeil, maybe players who don't get the credit, James Garner, the work they're putting in to make sure they stay in the game. But then the likes of Calvert-Lewin, you have moments, set pieces or counter-attacks. You have these moments at which you can go and win the game, and I thought they got the balance really, really right tonight.
And what was interesting was that he talked about the difficult moments that they've had as a team, him as a manager, the relationship with the crowd at times, and he's asked them to stay with him, and he said if you do that, you'll get your reward. He feels that tonight more than delivered on that. Do you think he's a good fit for Everton long term?
Yeah, I think Everton went through a really difficult period for a couple of months really, where they didn't get results and they had the points deduction, and the fans were getting frustrated with not getting results, and And the fans here, all they want to see is hard work. They want to see hard work, dedication, and playing for the shirt. And you do that, they'll accept it. Sometimes you don't win the game, you lose games. But I think tonight they've shown and they've got good players as well. They've got some really good players, so this will give them a lot of belief moving forward. And I think Sean Dyche has done a fantastic job, because I know firsthand it's not easy when you get points deduction. So for him to manage them players, manage the club the way he has done, and get them through the other side, and hopefully throughout the next year, 2-3 years, we can start to see some stability.
And it's a famous win at this famous old ground for Everton. But
مشاهدة مباراة مانشستر يونايتد ضد شيفيلد يونايتد في الدوري الإنجليزي اليوم. مشاهدة مباراة شيفيلد يونايتد ضد مان يونايتد. يلتقي الشياطين الحمر مع ضيفو شيفيلد يونايتد مساء اليوم الأربعاء ضمن منافسات بطولة الدوري الإنجليزي الممتاز موسم 2023-2024، ومن المقرر لها على ملعب أولد ترافولد في لقاء مؤجل من قمة الجولة 29 في البريميوم ليج. يحتل مانشستر يونايتد المركز السابع برصيد 50 نقطة، ويتذلل شيفيلد يونايتد بترتيب المسابقة برصيد 47 نقطة. وتعد هذه المباراة فرصة لمانشستر يونايتد لإثبات قوته والعودة إلى سكة الانتصارات، فيما يأمل شيفيلد يونايتد في تحقيق مفاجأة قد تساعده في البقاء بين الكبار. ويأمل مانشستر يونايتد من تحسين مركزه، خاصة بعد التعادل في المباراة الماضية مع بورنموث بنتيجة 2-2، بينما يحتل الضيف شيفيلد يونايتد المركز 20 والأخير في قاع الترتيب، حيث لم يصل على سوى 16 نقطة طول الموسم، فيما سيكون شيفيلد يونايتد على استعداد لأنه يخوض مباراة من أجل تحقيق فوز شرفي، حيث أصبح الفريق على مقربة من الهبوط للدرجة الأولى. ويعتمد إريك تين هاج مدرب مانشستر يونايتد على التشكيل التالي: حراسة المرمى أندريا أونانا، خط الدفاع أرون وان بيساكا، رافائيل فاران، لوك شو، دييغو دالوت، خط الوسط كوبي مانيو، برونو فرنانديز، كريستيان إريكسن، خط الهجوم ماركوس راشفورد، راسموس، أليخاندرو جانتو. وتأتي المباراة في 9 مساء بتوقيت القاهرة، 10 مساء بتوقيت مكة المكرمة والدوحة. نتمنى لكم مشاهدة ممتعة، ولا تنسوا الاشتراك في القناة وتفعيل زر الجرس، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.